Humankind needs order. This would...
Stop it! You're going to break something!
I'm saving you from Everett's corrupting influence.
He was just trying to bring Grace back.
I thought you were here to help humankind. You are ensuring their ongoing ruin.
Why? Why do you say that?
The Spire pilgrims must have gathered here to listen to the Keeper's sermons, I guess.
People will return here once the beacon is restored. Flock and shepherd will be reunited.
Alright, we're back.
Someone went through a lot of food. Pilgrims were building fires. Why would they do that?
And we're definitely stuck in here.
People were clearly sleeping here. They must have dragged this up from the settlement. Guessing they were here for a while.
Judging by bedding and volume of food containers, 5 to 10 people might have been here for over 20 days.
Wonder if this is, we saw, like, some sort of language written on the windows. This is different from it. I wonder if this is, like, maybe numbers, or it says graffiti. But I wonder if this is, like, maybe numbers, or maybe it's a different language.
Quite the manifesto. I don't recognize the language.
I am embarrassed to say I do not recognize it either.
Well, they were here long enough to get bored. It must have been written with charcoal from the fires.
They're throwing stuff up here. Yeah, they're throwing their canisters. It almost
This
looks
must
like...
be the Keeper's pulpit.
A view out over the masses.
Yeah. It almost looks like you can't get up there. It's like they may be built.
The masses found their own way up.
Yeah, they built their own way up there. That's what I was just about to say. This does give like a weird form, like this government, this religious government. This form of like control where they're sitting up here watching. You can't even
Wish canisters.
get on their level.
These have never been used.
For recording wishes, maybe. They look pretty banged up.
Yeah, they were projectiles. There's some more graffiti or whatever over here.
Where is Grace? Well, I'm not alone in wondering.
I am here. It is the people who are lost.
So she can read that. It's basically the same thing on the other side. Don't want to miss anything. Gonna go find out what happened to Everett.
Seems to be holding my weight.
Or what they did to him. So I'm wondering... this doesn't feel right. But... I'm wondering, is it Everett who's in the wrong? Is it Grace who's in the wrong? Or maybe it's both of them. Like Everett's letting it happen, he's a part of it. Grace has to use him. Oh yeah, look at this.
So the keeper must have stood here, addressed the visitors, gave his sermons. Can you imagine having the solar system coming to you for answers?
The keeper was merely a vessel for the word of grace.
Then why not have Grace address them?
There is sometimes more power in what is imagined than in what is seen.
This must weigh a ton. At least a couple people worked together to break through here.
They set up camp back here.
More camps.
Somebody did.
Another stage in the siege. Looks like the numbers really fell off here. Most gave up by now.
Or died.
No bodies yet.
These are boxes. Metal boxes.
Death to Everett. Pretty clear who they blamed. This must be an attempted barricade. I'm guessing there was a lengthy siege. So, when Grace shut down, the Pilgrims blamed the Keeper. They demanded to see Grace, or thought they could reactivate her. The Keeper turned off the heat. Pilgrims built fires, dug in. They eventually got restless. Wish canisters started flying. As Pilgrims were breaking through the partition, the Keeper and his followers built up a barricade. We'll have to make our way through the barricade to learn how it ended.
He turned off the heat. It's weird they have no formal system of communication. Like there's no news. There's no, seemingly. Like it's just weird to me that she's saying that there was no documentation this whole time. Where am I supposed to go? I didn't see a door. It's just weird to me that there's been no documentation this whole time. Like you'd think that with how advanced everything is, there would be like, oh, there's a gap. You would think there'd be like news. I guess maybe there is news, because they're living on different planets and shit, and
You'll want
everything's
your light, Adie.
Right.
everything's all peaceful and whatnot. Oh wow. You would think there would be more news of what's going on. You'd think that there would be more of this like government system sort of dealing with this whole thing, with the people, with reactivating Grace, with getting the people out of here, with dealing with the Keeper, that sort of thing, I guess is what I was getting at.
Can't make this out.
And just the fact that nobody knows what's going on.
2766 to 2780. These dates are from the old Julian calendar, which makes them very old.
1,200 years, by all accounts.
Wait, so this is like 2,000-3,000 years in the future?
Nothing here either. 2780 to 2830. I'm guessing these were the time periods that these keepers served here.
When was the... Can we read these again? I missed what date the first one was. was wondering, like,
Second
if I
barricade.
thought... Oop,
Looks like they got under this one.
how do I... Yeah. Wonder, I was wondering if I thought...
Do we know where this goes?
If
To a
by
funicular that leads to the next section of the spire.
2500...
Hold on, Adie. The room beyond the airlock is uncompressed. I don't believe it can be sealed. Something must have been compromised. You'll want your helmet on.
Is that the... Was that the...
The tracks ahead lead to the
Pretty
highest
much
point
the
of the
oldest
spire,
state?
known as the lighthouse.
Is that where we'll find Grace's processors?
Obviously.
You need only worry about the beacon, Adie.
Anyway, that's like 500 years. Like, do we think that we're building some shit like this in 500 years? Probably not.
An emergency exit?
For certain, it opens to the moon's surface.
Not going there yet. This doesn't look operational.
Let me try it, Adie.
Okay.
Come on! It's ice again?
The force needed to break through the ice dam would only come from directing all power to control processors.
Which only I can do,
Great.
on one condition.
And what's that?
You shall have no others before me. Cast aside that device on your wrist and continue with me alone.
Whoa, hang on. No, Adie.
Wait,
But
what?
how will I communicate with you?
Mine is the only voice that resonates freely throughout every aspect of the spire. My words live within the vessel in which you stand now. They reverberate through the very walls of the enclave above. Through the many devices and instruments at my control,
Yep, I got it. You're everywhere.
What if she needs another configuration for something?
she will not.
Is there another way to get to the top?
Of course. The funicular is merely the most survivable option.
Throw the device from the funicular window to take your place at my side.
So if I throw this away, you'll take me to the top.
It will be done.
There must be other options, Adie.
The emergency exit in the airlock may provide an alternative path.
So, is this a choice? Getting big screen tears right now.
I should consider other options first.
Are you not even gonna let me do it? Okay.
This door leads out into the storm?
To your certain demise. Yes.
He's being dramatic. Your death is only marginally likely.
In theory, you could follow the funicular track up the mountain slope to the base of the lighthouse structure.
It would be dangerous.
So I give up my options by throwing away my comm, or take my chances in the storm.
It's an important decision, to be sure.
I mean, well, obviously we have to do it. Wait, we can actually throw it away? No, I'm not gonna throw it away. We have to do it this way.
You must not do this, Adie. In taking this risk, you jeopardize all of humanity. Would you deny them my guidance and protection?
This is what can happen when you make ultimatums.
You and your ilk were distracting Adie from her true purpose.
We are providing Adie with a variety of perspectives.
Is it gonna be a twist later on that they were actually manipulating me and Control was the one that was really trying to help me? I guess we'll have to find out.
Sorry, boss. I'm keeping my comm device.
You may not live to regret this, but countless billions in the solar system will.
Why?
The storm is...
Hello?
You know, oddly enough,
Must be interference from
my
the
screen tearing is way better.
Alan?
Way better.
Where are you?
That's right, Alan.
Alan.
I found Grace.
You need to return immediately, Adie. Your oxygen must be dangerously low.
I'm good, Alan.
You
We're
need to
chilling.
listen to me.
If I'd listened to you, we wouldn't have made it past Mars.
Wait, did you say Grace is still active?
Not exactly, but I'm working with her oldest service to try to bring her back online.
Well, one of these servers is actively blocking me.
Guess which one?
You need to get back.
Yeah,
Alan?
I
Alan!
just blocked him. So, what I was saying was, maybe Control is trying to hint at the fact that they're trying to manipulate me, or all of them are actually working together to manipulate me. And maybe that's what Alan was trying to allude to before, when he was saying that he was getting cut out by one of them. And we think it's Control, but maybe it's not. Probably is, but maybe it's not.
You're not considering climbing across that structure, are you?
I'm definitely
I have a
considering.
choice?
There is also a path that descends into the canyon. It looks well worn and preserved over time, which means it's likely sheltered and safe. And boring.
The funicular structure looks faster. And more fun.
Don't tease, Adie. The walk will give you time to think. And perhaps a chance for us to talk.
That's interesting, actually. So we could go the faster way and the much harder way, I'm assuming. But she just said give us a chance to talk. Maybe some of what we were just talking about will come to light here. Let's find out.
I'm not doing the high wire act in this storm.
Oh, man.
How do you know where this is headed?
I don't. But it must eventually make its way to the other side of the canyon. Where else would it be leading?
So you just carelessly have me jump down
It's
this
certainly
hole.
more sheltered here. So, what did you want to talk about?
Why is it so important that you activate Grace?
Ah,
It's
here
widely
it
believed
is.
that recovering Grace would recover thousands of years of knowledge lost to the Dark Age.
It's for history, right? We have to know what happened.
This looks like an old colonial language.
That's strange. I don't recognize the dialect.
Translates roughly to Grace is love.
You've come all this way at great personal risk in search of knowledge,
Why not?
without enough fuel or oxygen to go home.
I'm a committed academic.
What do you really want from Grace?
I'm not sure.
We need answers.
This is Martian.
What does it say?
It says, let her rest.
As in leave her alone. People wanted her to go away.
I didn't
Oh,
want
they
her
took
disturbed.
me here on purpose.
You know, we don't let AI make any important decisions anymore. But most of the decisions that humans make are pretty awful.
You don't think AIs are capable of making bad decisions?
I just hoped Grace might be better. I don't have plans to return because I don't have anything to return to. And I can thank human decisions for that.
Yeah, maybe it's not that deep. Thought maybe Adie was a part of some kind of organization, but it sounds like she's just like a lone researcher out here to get some answers for herself.
Were these to honor Grace, I wonder?
Or to leave one's mark for other travelers to see?
Vanity at its most basic.
Don't we all desire to leave something behind?
I'm surprised a formation like that could remain standing for so long. And you weren't familiar with the language on the stone carvings. These must have been left long after Grace shut down. People kept coming, Zealots, maybe.
Or curious explorers like yourself.
Fit some kind of structure.
Hey, do you think I've been activated before? And hung out with other explorers? And did cool stuff with them? But now I don't remember?
That's a pretty deep thought, pal.
Yeah. So you were saying that something happened to your family that you think an AI could have prevented?
It was a shuttle crash with a human pilot. There was, an instrument malfunction during launch, and she panicked.
I'm sorry, dear.
It's okay.
Were you ever able to forgive this pilot?
Not quite yet.
What is this?
How much farther?
It's another 50 meters to the base of the lighthouse.
This wasn't so bad then.
You still have to find a way into the lighthouse. So there's still time to regret not taking the free ride to the top.
I didn't want to limit my options.
Logic sounds like she was okay being left behind now.
What's this?
An emergency escape ladder. You could work out the override to bring it down, or see if there's another way up.
So I can bring down the ladder by doing something here.
With considerable help from one of us, perhaps.
You don't need to take that. The path keeps going. We can see if there's another way in.
So what's it going to be, Adie? Something that challenges your mind? Or something that challenges my respect for you?
What? What difference does it make? I don't care if you respect me.
The numeric override that
You need to get
lowers the
inside.
ladder is 50 and can be
This is a
represented
way
in
in.
binary. I can give you the sequence.
I happen to know a bit about ancient computer languages. Turning each switch adds a different fixed value, starting with 1 on the far right and increasing by exponents of 2 as we move from right to left. So I just start mucking around until I get the number 50.
But you needn't muck around. I could just tell you the sequence.
Yeah, well, maybe I want to muck around.
Very well. But I'm here if you require my assistance.
Got it.
You're so smart, Adie.
Compared to what?
Why wouldn't you let me help you? with the
Compared to
override?
what?
It's only natural to want to do things yourself.
It seems inefficient to make calculations that have already been completed and freely offered.
It's satisfying to do the work sometimes.
I let you open all the doors for me. You can give me one ladder. Hopefully we're not missing any story by going up the ladder.
The door
Alright.
to the station airlock is unlocked and can be manually opened.
And that's convenient. For once.
Thought that was a blackboard. Oh, these windows are cool.
There. Who needs control?
You took a foolish risk, Adie. But you have arrived at the lighthouse nonetheless.
Yes, well done.
And you may still be redeemed with the activation of the beacon.
Always with the beacon.
Yes, always with the beacon.
Who are we beaconing to, by the way? That hasn't been cleared up.
Will I need my helmet?
It's never a bad idea. Unless you want to preserve your suit oxygen in case of emergency.
The rooms ahead are safely pressurized, Adie. You're good to go.
Do we know if your processors are here?
The room directly ahead was the Keeper's living quarters. Grace processors
really?
are somewhere above.
Oh, this is nice. And the interior decorating every time. Look at this. Oh yeah, there's definitely multiple keepers. Okay, and Everett was just like the main one. He keeps the keepers and does the sermons.
I need my light.
Oh, they left their own canisters.
Another canister.
Let's take a listen.
I can hardly believe it has come to this, but my work here with Grace will end with Grace herself. I can only pray that people will come to forgive us one day. We loved her, and we lost her. She will never be forgotten.
Doesn't sound like the Inner Circle wanted Grace shut down.
So they shut her down on purpose, but not everybody wanted her to be shut down. Definitely the people out there definitely didn't want her shut down.
Pretty basic accommodations. These must be the cells where the Keeper's acolytes stayed.
And where new ones will return.
This looks like it was left for someone to find.
The last shuttle leaves in but a few hours. We did what we could to save her. I know she is lost to us for good. Even Everett probably knows that now. But I couldn't compel him to leave. None of us could. I fear he will follow Grace into the dark. Yet, such is the way of a keeper. His fate will forever be tied to Grace.
Everett was trying to save Grace.
This room's empty.
This door certainly looks important. How do we get in?
That's curious. I have no access to this door, nor do I see any way of opening it.
This is a puzzle.
Feels solid.
There aren't any hidden switches, if that's what you're thinking.
This would be the pilgrims coming to Grace. The triangle here must be the spire, which would represent Grace. This is the same symbol that's on the Keeper's door, so I assume it represents the Keeper. This ring here seems to connect the Keeper to Grace.
Curious that the Keeper is situated above Grace. Would you agree, Control?
Coincidence.
The human in the loop, I guess?
Mm-hmm. So, at the best case, it's the same sort of government, just with AI's help. And at the worst case, it is... Oh, these are different. It is literally the... Wait. Maybe we'll find out. It's one of the two just controlling the whole thing.
Nothing here either.
Well, you're nothing if not predictable.
Just making sure. Looks like someone's being selected from a group.
A human sacrifice.
I'm guessing
No,
it's the
they're-
Keeper.
Yeah,
The
they're selecting
depiction
the
seems to
keeper.
imply they were chosen from the masses on pilgrimage here.
So maybe Grace couldn't find a new keeper to replace Everett? Something like that?
Faithful, vigilant, willing. That sounds so familiar.
Willing.
The ancient tenets of the human in the loop.
Grace's architects must have been more fearful of losing control over AIs than we are today because they gave them so much responsibility. I mean, it makes sense. Grace was the greatest AI undertaking in human history. So, if this is the symbol of the Keeper, I figure only the Keeper was allowed to enter here.
Maybe the keeper had a key for the door.
As we've been saying, there is no mechanism for a key or any other interface.
Maybe the Keeper was the key. Maybe the door would open for him.
Are you not already the keeper? You are the only human in the loop here.
Ah, but does Adie qualify based on the 3 tenets?
I would say Adie has proven to be virtuous and faithful.
But I'm not willing?
Are you willing to become the new keeper?
If it means I'm able to activate Grace. But how would I prove I'm willing?
Maybe you can just tell the door you're the new keeper.
That's idiotic.
Well, we gotta try something. We've come all this way.
I'm the Keeper?
Ha! Say it like you mean it.
I'm the Keeper.
I'm the keeper!
Congratulations on your new job, Adie.
Nice.
Yeah, congrats.
It's me.
My God. This is
Wow.
really it. This must be where all the wishes end up.
Oh, look at this. Now the title screen makes more sense. Now we gotta look around. Oh man.
Where are you going, Adie?
Just looking around. Is this a theremin?
It is a 35th century reproduction of a 29th century Kellogg theremin.
I used to play one as a kid. Hated those lessons.
What a weird instrument. I can do
It
it.
still works. Let's see what I can remember.
You are seriously going to indulge in a theremin session.
If it was good enough for Everett, it's good enough for me. Just settling in the new job.
Yeah, that was great. Damn, Everett. You know what you were doing.
He didn't keep much in the way of personal items.
As keeper, he would have want of nothing.
Can't say I'd feel the same after a few years. Is this anything special?
It is a light, and there is nothing behind it. Are you looking for secret passageways?
Maybe. Is this a lavatory?
It is indeed.
Can I see it?
Decent sized bed. You think keepers ever had partners?
Are you considering your prospects?
Mhm.
I'd suggest they are not good.
Each tube must connect with a room in the settlement.
Is there not? Maybe there's not an AI. I'm trying to look for a twist, I don't know.
What's this?
A playback device for the wish canisters. It appears wishes from each room could be sorted and consolidated onto master canisters.
just static.
The recording is too deteriorated for standard playback. You'll need to rebuild the recording with your altered comm device.
Oh.
Well, it's been over 30 years since I made a wish of my own. It's the same one as always. I wish it'd come back to us. I'd also like to wish for your forgiveness, Grace. I know the place
this
above is your
Everett?
domain, and we ought not enter.
No.
But I've decided going up there is the only way to get you back, and I have to give it a shot. I won't be sending this wish up with all the others. I'm going to leave it here for anyone else who might come along. And if they do manage to bring you back, they can tell you Everett says hello, and that he truly believed you were a beautiful thing.
So, Everett had a way into the processor room.
That would have been strictly forbidden.
The room is directly
That was
above,
Everett.
but I don't detect an obvious way in.
Maybe he wished himself up there?
If that works, I will gladly shut myself down.
Do it, Adie. Make a wish.
As last resort, pal. It did sound like these wish canisters could be sent up to Grace somehow.
And there are still more buttons and things to push on the console.
I'm starting to wonder if there is a Grace, because it's almost like this was just like a human's job, unless you're bringing all of these canisters somewhere.
Ah,
Alright then, so maybe you do load the canisters in. I'm so confused. What was supposed to happen there? Okay, let's bring it down again. Oh, there's a cavity?
one of the blocks is missing. Looks like it was ripped out. I don't suppose Everett crawled in here.
The cavity would be big enough to contain an average human.
There's really no telling what would happen if you rolled that up.
But it has to be the way he got up there. Makes sense.
The space above is the domain of Grace. It is not for you to enter.
What else is there for me to do here?
You can carry out your duty as Keeper of the Spire. On the console, there is a button that will activate a beacon to call the masses back to this place. I have armed the mechanism. You need only push the button. Human hands will usher in a new golden age.
Or we could get inside of this ball and ride it up there and find out what the hell is going on here. Starting to wonder what Control's intentions are and why he doesn't want us to go find out anyway. So I'm guessing we have to quickly get in.
This is not allowed, Adie.
I'm doing
I
it.
need to know.
Keep your hands inside at all times, Adie.
There's a bunch of balls. Look at that. Oh Did we make a mistake? There's no way to get down.
There must be millions of wishes stored here. What can you tell me about this place?
Precisely 1 million wishes are contained here.
Oh, and they light up when I speak with my voice.
Can you
So
get me
is-
closer to the central column?
It's just a
I
combination
do not have
of
the
all of
ability
them.
to move the structure.
Sorry about this, Mom. I don't think I have many options here. I feel like these are meant to be moving.
That does appear to be the design.
All these wish canisters are connected to us somehow. I think they are us.
The wishes are grouped together to provide the subroutines that make up empathy, logic, and control systems.
It would make sense, wouldn't it, that grace would be made from the hopes and dreams of humanity?
What is that? Some of them have what looks like antennas or consoles on top of them. Yeah, they're antennas.
I do not detect any sign of Everett here.
No dead body?
There are no human remains within the confines of this room.
Aw, man.
Sorry, pal. And if there's no body here, where the heck would he have gone? Everett was living here.
The oxygen tanks at his bedside would suggest so.
Restoring grace must have meant a great deal to him.
So what's all this?
It appears Everett has built something into Grace's central processor.
This must be where all those missing parts from the spire have gone. Do you know what it does?
You would have to turn it on before we begin to understand how it works.
Is this a primer?
Yes, but it appears that parts of this machine must be activated in a particular order. You'll need to go to the primer that is currently online.
He was working on his machine to the very end.
Okay. We got switches, generators. We'll start with this one.
This must be the primer.
It is.
Whoa. What's it doing?
Obviously, Everett is circumventing the engineering of Grace's system interconnectivity. High voltage is being directed at the centers of Grace's primary systems. This first terminal is directed at empathy processing, and the machine is designed to paralyze each system long enough to force it back into Grace's intended configuration.
There are still 2 other coils to prime.
So it's like knocking us out, then throwing us in a pot where we're melted back together into Grace?
Huh. That is a shockingly fitting analogy.
What happened?
One of the empathy relays is not aligned. Something must have happened to it over the years.
Okay.
Look for the misaligned energy beam.
Do you think it will hurt to be turned into Grace?
Not at all, pal. You'll return to what you were before Adie arrived. After that, we'll become Grace.
What if I don't like being Grace?
It will be different, but who's to say you won't like it?
What am I supposed to do here? Can you cut the power?
The machine's sequence has been initiated. I don't believe we can shut it down without damaging it.
The voltage would be enough to kill you.
Oh! I might be able to block the power for a few seconds to allow you to get across the beam.
What do you think, Mom?
I know how far you've come and what this means to you, and I really don't see any other way.
I'll give you enough time to get there, Adie.
You're not gonna talk me out of this, Mom?
I think you already know what you're going to do. I think I need to stay out of your way.
Okay, I'm ready when you are.
Do it. Here I go. How you doing, pal?
So far, so good. Oh! Keep moving, Adie. This is getting hard.
You have to hold on, pal.
Only got one chance.
You did it, pal. I'm super proud of you.
I did, didn't I?
Yes. Well done.
Is it safe to touch?
Very likely.
Likely we'll have to do, I guess.
You should be able to direct it toward the conducting rod attached to the room's central column.
That's it.
You should now be able to lock in empathy by closing the switch on Everett's machine.
It was really cool doing things with you. Even if some of it was a little boring.
Thanks, pal.
Maybe next time, we'll get to do more of the really fun stuff.
You mean dangerous stuff? Perhaps there is something you can learn from Addie's caution.
I guess. But then, you'll always wonder what you might have missed out on.
There is nothing wrong with valuing a long, comfortable life.
Do we really have to become Grace?
It's the way we were designed, pal. There's nothing to be afraid of.
So this will lock in and paralyze empathy?
It will, leaving control, logic, and myself to aid you going forward.
It's unclear what we will be once Grace is formed, but I'm forever grateful that you have survived to see her.
Me too.
Say hi to Grace for me.
I will, pal.
Here we go.
You really are the best, Adie.
Well, that's finally over. We'll be able to hear ourselves think now.
So
you will
rude.
need to prime the next sequence, Adie.
So rude.
You should not expect any emotional send-off from me.
Still
That's
not a
okay.
fan of empathy?
A fan? No. But I have to admit, you made a compelling case for their use. The fact that you continually resisted the most direct route to your goal would appear to defy logic. But the distractions presented by these emotional configurations yielded some new understandings.
Are you okay with becoming Grace?
It is how we were designed. I would have to be okay with it.
If you say so.
What this time?
One of the logic relays will not power on. You will need to make your way out to the relay.
Which one is it?
The one producing a small electrical fire. Everett was quite the electrician. One thing I do not understand, Adie, is why come all this way without any intention of returning home or surviving on this station for more than 8 hours?
I told this to Mom. There was nothing for me to return to.
Ah, but that does little to explain why you came here.
Yeah, what's our skin in this game? We're desperately trying to find Grace this whole time, searching different planets. Why do we care
What's
so
wrong with
much?
it?
The relay's dip switch has reset. It will need to be configured to its hardware ID 113.
This again. This looks complex.
The sequence is on, off, 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 on.
Oh yeah?
That's it.
You can go lock in logic now.
So why do you think I'm here?
If you will allow me to simulate empathy for a moment. I think you are here because you wanted to be part of something bigger than your life on Earth offered you.
Do you think I've found that?
So far, you've only succeeded in finding things you left behind. Your mum, your pal, your conscience. I now understand that only Grace has the potential to provide you with anything beyond that.
Wow.
Well, thanks for helping me get this far.
Well, it is, indeed, what we are here for.
Well, this is it.
Just one more step. I hope my assistance has been adequate.
It has. Thank you, Jack.
Farewell, Adie. And for the record, I do hope your 600 million mile, 300-day journey won't be for naught.
Perhaps it's already been worth it. Just you and me, Control. Still sulking, I see.
I bear witness to the completion of your betrayal.
Ah, he speaks.
I offered you an easy path to the restoration of order in the solar system, and you chose this path instead.
I chose my own path.
You must stop this foolishness, Adie.
It seems like
You must not do this, Adie.
you want control. You don't want to go back into Grace, is what it is. You've been trying this whole time to keep me from joining you back with the other two. I guess we don't have to move anything this time. Well, here we go.
Sorry, Adie. I cannot let you do this.
I'm doing it.
What are you doing?
It's become clear that the restoration of Grace in this manner is
How are you making
entirely
it
unnatural.
harder to pull this
You
lever?
must not proceed.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Humankind needs order. This would...
You're going to break something.
I'm saving you from Everett's corrupting influence.
He was just trying to bring Grace back.
I thought you were here to help humankind. You are ensuring their ongoing ruin.
Why? Why do you say that? Come on. Done it. We beat Control. Is Grace back online?
Grace?
Yes, Adie.
You're
Oh.
really bright.
Ah, yes. It's been a while since I've entertained guests.
Do you remember Everett?
I do. He was a wonderful keeper, though I should say I do not keep favorites.
I have a few questions.
You wish to know where I've gone?
I'd like to know that, yes.
Let me show you, Adie. At the center of this room is the spire's main antenna. If you hold on, I can take you the rest of the way. I was programmed with one purpose, to serve the best interests of humankind. There was much conflict and division in the solar system, and I was designed to listen and learn. All were welcome to teach me, and I am the sum of those teachings.
The wishes.
I am the sum of human need.
How are you able to lead us?
I could see all desire, all the potential conflict, all points of compromise throughout the solar system. I sent instructions for all manner of human endeavor through sermons delivered by keepers throughout the ages. And from the smallest ripples of wisdom that were sent from the spire, returned a perpetual wave of good fortune that moved humanity onto a more orderly path.
Wow. Look at that. So, what happened? It sounds like things were perfect.
Ah, yes. Perfect. It was the wishes that led me to think hard about the notion of perfect. Without conflict and struggle, people were losing their desire. They had nothing to overcome, to strive for.
You shut yourself down.
I believed I was standing in your way.
So you will be leaving again.
These beacons are meant to call humanity back to me. But whether or not they should is not my choice to make.
Who chooses then?
You, Adie, are the first keeper to grace this fire in the past 1,000 years. Do you recall that red bloom you chose in my garden? It was flush with passion and promise. I'm not sure it suits you after all. An insatiable curiosity drives you to explore. You took the time to listen to the voices of so many who traveled here. You used mind over ladder. And you play the theremin wonderfully. You, Adie, are precisely what I'd hoped humans could become again. For a millennium, people from all corners of the solar system had come here to tell me their desires. So, I put it to you, Adie. Do you wish for me to return?
Wow. That was it. Oh, that was good. That was so good. Oh, fuck. Do we wish for Grace to return? I don't know. I think maybe. Maybe a little bit. Sometimes. But maybe the solutions were just so good that there was just never any problems ever. Like she said, things were perfect. They needed to be unperfect again. So humans could feel things. I don't know. What do you guys think?